Hi, I'm Davy. I'm awesome. And welcome to Davy's Awesome Stories, where I tell funny stories from my past or go on a rant in an effort to make you laugh. So it's been a while since I've done one of these. And like I've talked about, I will probably do part 1,000 of these eventually. The Annoying Customer Playlist. Part 4. So if you've seen my channel and you've seen the Annoying Customer Playlist before, I've done 3 others. And it's really simple. I take a few things that customers say to people who work in customer service, and I talk about how much we can't stand them. The first one I'm going to talk about this week, honestly, I will say this, we don't hear this as often as most of the stuff I've talked about, but we do hear it. And it's when a customer asks, "Do you know who I am?" As if who they are is supposed to matter. I have yet to encounter a situation where who they are matters at all. Like, I've never heard, "Do you know who I am? It turns out I'm Tom Hanks." No. Even though at one restaurant I worked at, I briefly did meet Tom Hanks. That's not a very interesting story. It was a restaurant, I was busboy, basically just said hello. No, most of the time when it's, "Do you know who I am?" the follow-up is, "I spend a lot of money in here." You and pretty much everybody else who shops here. As if because they spend a certain amount of money here, it's like, oh, we gotta make sure to break every policy because you're that special. Don't get me wrong, we're gonna cater to you as much as we cater to any customer. But ultimately, you be somebody who spent a lot of money here, who cares? Another one of, "Do you know who I am?" constantly gets followed up with is, "I used to work here." Then if you worked here, then you should know why we can't do whatever it is you want us to do. When I used to work at this little mom and pop pizza place though, used to love how often I would hear, "I know the owner." Yep, so do I. Great guy, isn't he? This was a small town. Everybody knows the owner. But I think honestly, the funniest time I ever heard, "Do you know who I am?" was in the place I talked about a minute ago, where I very briefly met Tom Hanks. This restaurant out in Southern California, we worked near a monument. It was a nice little themed hotel. The restaurant inside is where I worked. So we did get foreigners and sometimes celebrities. Most of the time I did not talk to the celebrities. But in my time working there, did see a few of them. Even though some of them I didn't know were celebrities because I just don't care as much. The only one I had a conversation with for more than a minute was Thanksgiving. We did this big, huge, like, buffet-style spread for guests and whatnot. And of course, those of us who worked there got to bring our families and take part. And among the people there was Viggo Mortensen. Talked to him for about a minute, nothing significant, but ultimately seemed like a really nice guy. But the most ridiculous time was months later. We had this guy who was being just outrageously obnoxious and kept saying, "Do you guys know who I am? You don't even know who I am, do you? You don't, do you? I'm important." I swear to you, that one he kept saying. He kept saying, "I'm important." Which if you have to tell people how important you are, you're probably not that important. And he really wasn't. I had heard him a couple of times while I was out there getting people waters and whatnot. I was a busboy. He's going on and on of, "Do you know who I am? I'm important. I'm important. Don't you know who I am?" Finally, I'm in the back. I started washing dishes. And one of the waitresses comes in and says, "Does anybody know who Taylor Made is?" Taylor Made? Yeah. And I was just like, "Yeah, actually, I do know who that is. He was a contestant on that show, I Love New York." You may be asking why I know this. It's because I use my time wisely. Is that what that guy is saying? Because that guy is not Taylor Made. No, but he says he's friends with Taylor Made? Is that why he thinks he's important? Because he knows a guy who was on a reality show competing for the hand of somebody who was rejected by Flavor Flav twice? I swear to you, this really happened. The second on this edition of Annoying Customer Playlist has to do when we're asking for donations. We all know this. We go into a store, they're doing some fundraiser thing where at the end of your checkout, they ask if you want to donate to some type of cause, whether it's breast cancer or heart disease or starving kids in one of those third world countries like Omaha or something. And I get it. It's a little annoying. You're just like, yeah, whatever. I want to get out of here. But here's something you need to know. The person asking you, they're being told to ask you for donations. Maybe they agree with the cause and they like it, but more than likely, it's just something they were told to do, and it's simple as that. It's very unlikely that they just walked in that day and decided, "You know what, I'm going to start trying to raise money for this cause." Now, here's the thing. Most people do answer in ways that are not annoying. They either say sure and give you a buck, or they say no thank you, and they move on with their day. And again, we accept either answer because the truth is we probably don't care that much. Most of us don't know what this charity is or what it's going to. Again, we just know that we were told, raise money for this. So either one of those answers is fine. What we cannot stand is when you say yes and then have to go into all the reasons why. I knew these starving kids once. It broke my heart. But you know what? It turned out okay in the end. When I saw the looks on my kids' faces and I finally fed them dinner. Yeah, not trying to be mean, but we got a line and we don't care. Just give me the dollar so I can ring the bell or write your name on the heart that we're going to put on the wall later. But you know what? At least that one, we can sit there and indulge for a minute. Okay, great. You love that you're giving to a charity. What I really can't stand is when they say, no, I don't want to donate. And let me tell you why. And the thing is, I don't care why you don't want to donate. No is perfectly fine. But they feel that they've got to reach out to me and let me know exactly why. Because they think that this charity is a fraud. Or they think the company I work for should just donate and not ask for donations. Or whatever stupid reason they got, like they don't donate to anything that doesn't have to do with animals. Or they're mad at cancer charities because they didn't save their father. Or they hate Nebraska. I don't know. I don't care. You don't want to, then don't. What do you think's going to happen? Like, you think if you tell me all the reasons that you don't want to donate, that I'm going to go to my boss and convince him to stop raising money for it? I'm just going to ignore you and then ask the next person in line. Although what I will say upsets me the worst is when they, trying to be funny, have to say something stupid like, no, they should donate money to me. Really? People dying from cancer should donate money to you? In case you're wondering, yes, I have said that to people. Because at that point, you didn't just annoy me, you kind of upset me. Because if you don't want to donate, you don't want to donate. That's fine. But why do you have to be a jerk about it? Why do you have to say something so horrible like that? It makes me hope that someday you get cancer so somebody can tell you that you should donate to them. Or even worse, living out where I live, about once a year, not only the place I work, but a lot of places out here start raising money for the children's ward at the main hospital out here. And it's a big hospital, it's in the middle of the city, so a lot of people come in that actually work there. And it irritates me when one of them says, no, I work at the hospital. I donate my time. Oh, you work there for free? What? No. It's my job. I work there. Oh, then apparently you don't understand what donate means. Yes, I have also said this to people. Because that's upsetting too. Like, I get you work there. That's fine. I would even be okay with it if all you said was, no, I work there. Whatever. But don't sit there and praise yourself like I donate my time. No, you don't donate your time. You sell your time. There is a difference. The third one that is incredibly annoying, especially considering how long this has been going on, is people complaining that we have self-checkouts. The complaints never stop, and it's all the same. It's all, I don't work here. Why do I gotta ring myself up? Which the thing is, most times you don't. Most places, there is somebody working at another check stand. You can go there. You just don't want to because there's a long line. But some places have gotten to the point that that is all they have. They have self-checkouts and nothing else. Some places, they have more than self-checkouts, but some days they're so understaffed, they're just like, you know what? We only have one person. Just go do the self-checkouts. But why do you have to do it? Because something I've talked about before. Yes, there's things about keeping costs down and whatnot, but ultimately what it comes down to is everybody needs workers. Nobody has workers. Every place is understaffed right now. And the thing is, the first place I worked at that had a self-checkout, we had plenty of people. It was back when the economy was crap and we were fully staffed. But the truth is, no matter how many registers we had open, there was still a need for those self-checkouts because the truth is, with the demand, we just can't staff enough to cater to all of you. So one way we do it is we make a bunch of self-checkouts and go here, do it yourself. But then you have to hear the other stupid crap like, I should get a discount for ringing myself up. Not how it works. They shouldn't check my bags. If you're going to make me ring myself up, you should just trust me not to steal things. Really not how it works. I wasn't trained. You don't need to be trained. The computer's telling you what to do. It even has a voice telling you what to do just in case you can't read. I never agreed to this. Where does it say that you have to agree with how we conduct business? That is the stupidest thing I ever heard when it comes to the argument against self-checkouts. When you walked in here and started taking stuff off the shelf, you agreed to shop here. If this is how we have it set up for you to shop here, then you've agreed to do it. So if you don't agree to that, you can put your stuff down and leave. That to me is as dumb as going into a burger place and saying, I never agreed to eat burgers. It just doesn't make any sense. Who said you had to agree with it? Do you have to agree with what we sell? Do you have to agree with what our uniforms are? Do you have to agree with how big our store is? How much do we have to consult you? I talked about the first place I ever worked at that had self-checkout. That was in 2010. It is now 2023. At the time, it wasn't unusual to find a place that had self-checkout, but it wasn't literally everywhere. Now it's literally everywhere. Before making this video, I was racking my brain trying to think of one retail place I know of that doesn't do self-checkout. It doesn't exist anymore. It's the way it is. Even if places could fully staff and have literally every register open, it would not be enough to keep up with you. So guess what? Your other option? Go ring yourself up. Get over it. So the moral of these stories: get over yourself. You are not important. If you want to donate, donate. If you don't, don't. And it is 2023. Stop complaining about the self-checkouts. So there you have it. That's my story video this week. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you did, make sure to hit like, hit subscribe, hit the little bell so you get notifications when I post new videos, and leave a comment. Tell me some things you think should be on the next annoying customer playlist. Love you guys.